Hello, guys. Oh my goodness, my voice. Trying to wait for YouTube to catch up. I know that it will. About 2 seconds after I want it to. Come on. Come on. Um, Tell me if you got. Oh, there we go. Here we are. Yay! Hello. I'm early, so you guys might not join in for another 20 minutes or so. I know. Today's been a crazy day, and I had some extra time. And I know everybody else is going to go and watch the interview room in an hour and a half, and I'm on that list too. So I thought I would jump on a few minutes early so we can have our almost hour and a half. How's that? I got a different backdrop today. My goodness. I swear I had a voice earlier. My goodness. Here we go. Let's see who else here. I see a Jennifer, a Megan. Every day's a school day. Chelsea, Julie, Chelsea, me, I'm here. Stephanie, Rossi, StreamYard's there. Who else do we have? I don't know why I'm trying to read it on this screen. Y'all know I can't. Lisa, Yo Bubs, Megan. Yeah, I already said Megan. Yay. We got more people jumping in here than I thought we would. My goodness. There we go. Now my throat's better. I'm going to be good now. I promise. I have sweet tea. Everything will be good. I have not had sweet tea in almost 3 months. It's been forever, and I had it today. Um, some of y'all know, some of you guys probably don't, but my parents just sold the family business, sold the house, sold everything they owned, and have decided to move to Panama. They are leaving in the morning. Not Panama City, Panama the country. So we just had their last dinner over here. They're leaving in the morning. So I had a little bit of extra time and I thought, well, I can either jump on here with you guys or I can probably work myself up and cry like an idiot and then I will look awful. My voice will be gone and my makeup will be, down my face. So I'm so excited for them though. They're only leaving for 4 months for right now. When you go, you can only stay for 4 months on a visa and then they have to come back home. So they already have return plane tickets. They're going to be back in December. But, it's still rough. This is new. My dad was literally born in this county and has never lived outside of it. So this is a big step for my dad. And my mom was an army brat, so she moved all the time, and so did I when I was little. So, and as an adult, married a guy in the Air Force, so we moved a lot too. So this isn't such a. I think what is weird for them is right now my mom doesn't have a telephone number, an address, or a front door key or a car key. I think that is really, really something when you're a person that is really focused on stability. I can imagine that is very, that makes my mom really anxious. This is very weird for her. But they're talking about maybe moving on to a cruise ship after they get back. After Panama, they're like, we might just go get on a cruise ship for a while. And I'm like, hey, you guys are healthy. You're still young. Go travel while you can. You just never know. Hello, Blue Velvet River. That's Chelsea. Oh, Linda. Hi, Linda. I see Linda. I got your email today, and I was in the middle of something. I never did have time to get back to it. Um. Okay, so I want to talk about Amber Guyger, Scott Peterson. Who else was on my list of people to talk about? Michael Vaughn, the missing little boy in Idaho. Obviously, we're going to talk about Summer. Um, and I'm kind of going to break my own rule. I said that I wasn't going to talk about Valo. I am going to talk about Valo. Um, I'll see what you guys want to talk about Valo, but I got some thoughts. I can be professional about it. I can talk about Valo without being on the mud, right? Yeah, I can't wait to watch Chris. So you guys let me know if there's something that you guys want to talk about because it might pop up in my brain and I'll be like, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. Um, anyway, what do you guys want to talk about first? There's not a ton of us, so I don't want to get into like summer because I know everybody's gonna want to talk about summer. We can talk. How about Michael? Let's talk about Michael Vaughn for a minute. That little boy is still missing. Still missing. This is what day 12? Are we day 12? Yeah. Oh my gosh, day 12. This little boy, I'm telling you. Um, I'm really going to watch what I say about this case. And this is not just him. These are going to be missing kid cases from here on out. I think the Summer Wells thing has turned into such a circus sideshow. I'm going to be careful. Um, I'm not going to add to the crazy because it's going crazy in the Facebook groups now. And I can't help but think the parents are being real quiet because they see what's going on in some other missing kid cases, especially Summers. I can't even imagine. I used to think, and I've talked about this a couple of times, but with the whole advent of the YouTube community and social media in general, I thought, man, we're really going to make a difference in the crime community. It's like we're crowdsourcing information. It's not just on the police. People are more connected. People know more stuff. I mean, it seems like I really thought it would help, you know. And after looking at Summer Wells, I'm not so sure that that's a good thing. Um, when I said we could break some cases, I meant it in a good way. But right now, I'm thinking we might break some cases in a bad way. So some experience. I mean, it's not just Summer Wells. I'll be honest. Um, looking at the Valo case, people are too involved to have nothing to do with that case, and I think we're going to see that play out a little bit, which is really not good. So I've had to kind of reevaluate what I say about some stuff. I still want to talk about it. Y'all know I have a thing for kid cases, missing kids. I do not regret one word that I've said about a missing kid or any case that I've covered on my channel. I think the more we talk about these missing kids and get the word out there, the more people look at it, and that is never a bad thing. But maybe the speculation and how open we are about it could not be a good thing because we're getting zero from law enforcement, and I think that's for good reason. But I think that the lack of news causes people to get antsy and bored, and that can turn into let's see what I can figure out. And I'm the same way. I'm not even saying I'm not. Y'all know I've got my own thoughts on this case. If you're in my Discord channel, you can read exactly what I think about this case. It's not something I'm going to put on a video because I don't think it's appropriate, but I feel comfortable enough. It's not something I'd put on Facebook, but I do feel comfortable enough on my own Discord server to talk about it. I do have the theory. I think I do kind of have a few thoughts, and it's not anything I've seen anywhere else. So, if it turns out to be that, then yeah. But I don't, I don't know anything anybody else doesn't know, so that's not something I would call into law enforcement or anything like that. I've watched so many people talk about summer this week, and the sad part is none of it was about summer. None of it was about summer. And I think that's terrible. I'm trying to read y'all's comments. I try not to make this a monologue. But anyway, Yeah, you guys are just talking. That's good. I like it. You guys are a fun little community. But anyway, Michael Vaughn. I know that it's kind of getting crazy in Facebook land over some what people are speculating. I don't know. The story, as I understand it, is Dad was home with Michael and his little sister. Mom was at work. Dad changed little sister's diaper and then turned around and Michael was gone. Apparently, there were some neighbors who saw him, and I guess he asked to play with somebody, and one of the neighbors said, "Does your mom know you're here? Why don't you go ask your mom first, and then you can come back and play?" And kind of watched him until he got into the yard. From what I understand, they physically watched him go into his own yard, back to his house, but that was the last person that saw him. The babysitter's been getting a lot of hate, from what I understand, and she just did a huge fundraising thing. She just raised $7,000 for Michael's thing, and I was like, okay, well, what was the money for? She donated it, or it is being donated to the search effort. It's not a GoFundMe for the parents or for reward money or anything like that. It's actually going to help fund the search, which I think is amazing. Um, I hope they find him. That I can't imagine as a mom going to bed at night. Like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you function as a human being, as a parent, not know where your kid is. I just don't. I just don't. Yay! Everybody's talking. Yeah, I mean, I can speculate with the best of them. One thing you might not know about me, I love a good conspiracy theory. I don't care how crazy it is, I will watch it just to watch it. I like to see how people try to explain and link stuff up that probably isn't. I don't buy them all. There's very few conspiracy theories that I believe might have some merit, but boy, I like to watch them. I've even sat through David Icke talking about crazy lizard people once. I'll listen to anything once. Sometimes you just need a laugh. I don't know. So continue to think about Michael as more. I did one update video on him this week, and it was like 3 days worth of updates, and it was another press conference. But there's really nothing coming out. The only thing that is on the news is kind of what they're planning to do. The next day, they found nothing that I'm aware of, so there's not anything to really make a video about. So I knew they were bringing in dive teams to go search the Snake River, and from what I understand, they found nothing there. And I don't know if that's good or not. When I made that video, I said, I don't know. What do you hope for? Do you hope they find something, or you hope they don't? And that's where we are with summer. My gosh, we're at day. What day are we on? What day are we on? 58? Are we past 58? I've been counting down. This week has been crazy, guys. I have four nieces. This isn't neither here nor there. I have four nieces, okay? It's two sets of sisters, okay? My brother has two girls, and my sister-in-law has two girls. All four all four girls are born in that first and within a week in August. All four of them. All four of them. So this week has driven me nuts. Got four nieces' birthdays. My parents are moving out of the country. I've had crazy stuff going on every other which way. I'm trying to get sick. I'm trying to not get sick. Trying to watch. So I got way behind this week. Um, if you didn't see the update video that I did a couple hours ago, they found those two little boys in Alabama. The SWAT team found the mom. I guess they got a tip on where she might be. She was taken in without incident, along with another woman in the house, was arrested on different charges from the article that I read. But the two little boys were taken in completely. They were safe, not harmed. They are good. The 5-month-old name was Dallas Thomas, and she had a 3-year-old, and he was, or was he 2? He was 3-year-old named something McBee. Why can't I think of his name? Something Mackay McBee. Why can I not think of it? Yeah, but that is such a good. That was so. I like it when we get good news. We don't get good news a lot on the crime channels. Not very many. Um. Yeah, I'm trying to read the comments. Rotary Dial says you'd have to put me in a coma until my child was found. Yeah. Um. Yeah, you like the every day's a school day. You love them. The crazier, the funnier. Yeah. The conspiracy theories. They're crazy. Yeah. Oh, what's this one say? Miss Wee Lassie. I wonder if the dad is possibly not exactly sure how long he'd been distracted with the youngest until he realized he wasn't around. He might have been gone longer than a few minutes. Yeah, shoot. I've had kids in diapers. You might think you can do that in your sleep, and then explosion happens, and it takes a while. I've also read a few different places that I guess we're going back to Michael Vaughn for a minute. I might seem like I have ADHD today, guys. I'm sorry. Um, from what I understand, this is not the first time Michael has wandered into the yard by himself and maybe gone to the neighbor's house. That this might be a thing. The first thing I thought of when I read that was Cece Watts. Do you remember how Chris Watts and Shanann put the thing on the door to keep Cece from running out? But that's not going to help them find their kid now. I mean, obviously, we need to find the little boy. I think when I did the update, they said they had 15 different organizations had come in to help, and I was like, my goodness. Summer had 125 agencies. What a difference. But not like at the same time, 125 agencies have come and they still haven't found anything. Nothing. 7 states. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, got K, you were not late. I got on here early because my parents left early, and I thought I'm going to try to get 20 minutes in so that we can all go watch the interview room if that's what we get into. Hello, Algo. Summer's case has caused all of us to have ADHD. I believe it. Look over here. No, look over here. Nope, 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 nope. I'd be upside down, inside out. Yeah. I would be. I would be medicated. We'll just put it that way. And I'm not even built like I'm not even joking. If my kid was missing for any amount of time, they would probably have to medicate me because I can't imagine. I can't imagine going to sleep. I think they would have to medicate me to even knock me out, just because I wouldn't know what else to do. I couldn't sleep. Um, you guys are good. I'm glad everybody showed up. Yeah. So let's talk about my favorite family annihilator. Not Scott Peterson. Scott Peterson is the man that got me into true crime. That was my first case. So my Scott Peterson story was I was pregnant at the same time as Lacey. She was a couple of months further along than I was, and I can remember just watching it. It was the first time I'd ever seen Nancy Grace. But we were at my family. We're gonna really go back now. My family owned a pool hall at one point. And so for Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that, we would all go over there and we would unlock all the pool tables and all the video arcades, and we covered an entire pool table, sometimes two, in food. And our whole family would get together and we would eat and we would play games all day. And then some of the men would go hunting because that was usually the start of hunting deer season. So I can remember it was Christmas and they were playing a thing on the news about a missing pregnant woman on Christmas. And We looked a lot alike. I had the same haircut. I was 19 years old. I was getting ready to turn 20. I was pregnant with Xander. And the outfit that she has on, where she's sitting in that rocking chair, it's like a silk dark red outfit, and she's sitting there with her hands on her stomach. I bought that outfit for Christmas to wear to a Christmas party. And so I sunk into the case. I started watching it all the time. I started watching Nancy Grace, got into it big time. I ate. I mean, the news was on all the time. I tried to find out everything I possibly could about that case. It just sucked me in. And then on my birthday, February 11th, was the day that they found Connor's body. And then the day, her due date was something important too. I'm trying to remember what it was. We didn't have the same due date. Oh, on my due date, they found Lacey. That's what it was. I was thinking there was 2 days right next to each other, and so I've always remembered that. They found Connor on my birthday, and they found Lacey on my due date. And, oh man, I watched that like crazy. Scott Peterson trial. So anyway, this jerk is on death row. He's been up there in San Quentin for what, 17 or 18 years now. I know it happened 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. Well, wait, I'm doing it backwards. It was only 18 years ago. So he's been at San Quentin, what, 16, 15, 16 years now? Apparently, he went to school with Elizabeth Smart College. From what they went to the same school. Why in God's name are they pulling a convicted murderer on death row out of prison to go testify at the Elizabeth Smart trial? Am I missing something here? Why are we wasting taxpayer money to give Scott Peterson a field trip? I I read that and I'm like, that's got to be fake. There is no way this is a legitimate story. We have watched them do daggone COVID court now for a year. Everything is on camera. Go put a webcam in that man's face if you really think what he has to say is valuable for a trial for Elizabeth Smart. From what I understand, he's supposed to be a character witness, right? A character witness. I wouldn't trust that man to tell me yesterday's weather. You really want a man who can kill his pregnant wife with his own bare hands to come in and tell you how great a victim was? She ain't on trial. I don't think I would want him to testify at my trial. You're telling me you can't find somebody else that went to school with Elizabeth Smart and say that she was wonderful? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. This girl has been gone for a long time. She was buried under the dude and his dad's porch, right? I don't know that they found her there. I think they found her somewhere else, but she was under the porch, correct? And then not that long ago, they found a vault of videotapes of them. I'm going to stay monetized, taking advantage of other women on video. Am I right? Why does she need a character witness? Put her family up there. Find anybody else. Shoot, call her babysitter from when she was 3. I've seen character witnesses, guys. Y'all remember the Rosenbaum trial? When they had to roll in the people, the Walmart greeter, the mailman, and the girl that worked at the pharmacy? Bring that in. I know other people know Elizabeth Smart besides Scott Peterson. Why? I know why we're doing it. I'll be quite honest, I know why we're doing it. His defense team is trying to dust him off and make him look better and prance him around like a little pony as long as they can and make him look like a great upstanding citizen that really still cares about justice because he wants a new trial. That's exactly what they're doing. But why? I mean Kristen Smart. I said Elizabeth Smart. I meant Kristen Smart. My brain My brain. But you know what? He probably has about as much dang insight on Elizabeth Smart as he does Kristen Smart. Sorry, I just went on that rant for 5 minutes talking about the wrong person. I know, like the case in my head, I can't believe I called her Elizabeth Smart. Good grief. Um, I know that's what they're doing, though. I guarantee you they are trying to dust him off and make him look relevant again because he's trying to get a new trial. They are writing up paperwork right now. They overturned his death penalty. That's fine. Y'all want to do that over strawberry shortcake and what's her face? They were on his jury. I got it. California ain't gonna put him to death anyway. They're not gonna put anybody to death. Why does he need a new trial? Mm-mm. Don't waste the money. The joke's on him. He is probably better off at San Quentin. I think he's probably a lot more comfortable, as he will be if they move him on down to General Pop. Have fun with that, Scott Peterson. Have fun with that. I don't know. I'm just telling. If I die, do not go get somebody that's a murderer convicted on death row to come tell people about how great I am. Don't bother. Just don't bother. They can tell people I'm awful. Don't go parading people out on a field trip that don't need to be out of jail. That is so dang weird to me. What else are you guys saying? What else did we miss? Desperate. They can't be desperate. They can't be desperate. This is a trial for her murder. She doesn't need a character witness. That's what I don't understand. This girl's innocent. She's been murdered. Why would you go get a convicted murderer to come say that he knew her? I mean, none of her teachers are around. I mean, this is a college for crying out loud. It doesn't. It's so weird. So weird. Yeah, you guys are saying the same thing. That is so random. So random. No, I don't know a lot of people in prison. I feel like it though after you watch True Crime for a few years. Shoot, I feel like I know Tim Jones Jr. and the Rosenbaums. I do feel I feel like that. We know them sometimes. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on Scott Peterson getting out of jail to go testify at a court of anybody. I mean, really, for crying out loud. So the other one that was on my update list, if there's something I missed, y'all can type it in and we'll go back to it. But that's all I really had to say about it. I thought it was ridiculous. Another thing that popped up this week was Amber Guyger. Do y'all remember Amber Guyger? The Dallas cop who tried to plead stand her ground for shooting a man on his couch eating ice cream watching a ball game because she was too busy getting off work to realize it was an apartment because she was sending sexy time texts to her coworker whose wife and children were at home worried on whether or not he would make it home because he was a Dallas cop too. That one, you remember that one? Mm-hmm. So she was found guilty in the great state of Texas and sentenced to 10 years. You guys might not remember her the same way I do. You guys might remember her as the one whose brother during the penalty phase forgave her and asked the judge if he could give her a hug in the middle of the courtroom. And he did. And then Judge Kemp, hilarious Judge Kemp. I love that woman. I wish, yes, she only got 10 years. I wish she could be the judge for a lot of these cases. That woman, she was amazing. People completely read her the riot act because after the case was over, the jurors were out of the courtroom, the immediate family was out of the courtroom. I do not know why Amber Guyger wasn't already out of the courtroom in cuffs because everything was done. But she wasn't. And she goes up to she talks to the extended family. I think it was the grandma and some aunts and uncles over on both of John's side. His immediate family was already outside doing an interview with their lawyer, but some of his family was still there, and then Amber Guyger's side of the courtroom was still there. And she went to say a few words to Amber Guyger. I don't remember exactly what she said, but something about I hope um, you really think hard about what you did while you're in prison and come out and make something of your life, that kind of thing. But there weren't any audio things on, so all people saw while they were watching it was the judge hug Amber Guyger, and then the judge walked back into her chambers, came back, and handed Amber Guyger a Bible. People were pitching a fit. They wanted her brought up on ethics charges. They wanted her to be not a judge anymore. Um, but the story, because enough people filed to complain about it, the story, she did actually have to explain herself. And she said that she went to the table. She said what she said to Amber Guyger, word for word. And she said that Amber Guyger asked her if she could have a Bible. And Judge Kemp gave her her own. And Amber Guyger asked if she could hug her and apologize to her as a judge. And she said that she did. She didn't think it was inappropriate because the case was over. The jurors were not in the courtroom anymore. Plus, they'd already sentenced her and all that. And the family wasn't there either. But people read her the riot act on that one. So, anyway, she got 10 years. Apparently, she decided to appeal it. She's been in there for about a year and a half now. The appellate court laughed her on out. She appealed her conviction. Honey, you ain't going anywhere. And if you were sorry, and I don't know, in my brain, I would think I wouldn't have had the gall to appeal a conviction for a crime like that she only got 10 years for. I mean, that was such an emotional trial to watch. Just the part when the neighbor, do y'all remember the neighbor? Came in and talked about what a happy guy he was and how he could always hear him singing first thing in the morning. And then he was killed like a week and a half after that trial was done. It was some kind of weird drug thing. He was shot by three other men and died like a week and a half later. It was crazy. But do y'all remember him? He came in a, was it a Yu-Gi-Oh shirt, or it wasn't Pokemon. It was some, maybe it was Naruto, something like that, some anime, whatever. But that's what he wore to court. People thought it was really funny. I remember watching that. We watched that trial live with Paul. It was so, mm, it was so. But she did not get the appellate court said absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, I think he was a good guy. He didn't claim to even know Botham John very well, just in passing as a neighbor, but he said, man, he was always so happy. Everybody that spoke about him talked about he was such a great guy that sang and went to church and worked in his community, and he really did have a bright future ahead of him. And his family was amazing too. I mean, just to see his brother, if I'm remembering it right, his brother was only like 16, and he is the one that he said that he forgave Amber on the stand during the penalty phase. He looked at her and he cried and he said, "I forgive you." And he said, "And if it was up to me, I wouldn't send you to prison." And hugged her. And I don't know that I could do that, guys. I got enough problems with my brother. I still don't know that I could do that. I don't know. Um, it was amazing to watch that, though. It seemed like that whole family, I don't know. You just don't see people that genuine anymore. You know what I mean? Especially a whole family. It was so sad. Not that anybody deserves to be shot eating ice cream watching a ball game, but he just seemed like, what a waste. You know what I mean? What a waste. Yeah, his brother was a credit to him and his family. his parents were amazing. His grandma, they all spoke, and none of them. I mean, you could tell they were grieving, but none of them seemed bitter and angry. You know what I mean? Not that they didn't have the right to be, because they did. They did. I don't know that I could have done that. But yeah, you could tell he really thought about what he was going to say. He didn't do it flippantly. That's sweet. Yeah, I wouldn't have been that strong. Full of character would not have been the way you described me on that day. Right? I couldn't do it. Yeah. Yeah. None of the family spoke with bitterness. I didn't think so either. And they could have. I probably should have done some research. I know they started a foundation in his name. I'm curious to see what's happened with it, if they've been able to get much done with COVID and all that. And they were from another country. Was it Saint Thomas? Is that where they? Does anybody remember? I think they were from Saint Thomas. Saint Thomas Saint. That's what pops in my head. That could be way off though. They were from the Caribbean though. Um, one thing I did really like about, I always try to find the good part of cases when we do them, but one thing that I really appreciated during that trial is they had a humongous picture of him smiling, normal, that stayed up on an easel in a big gilded, I think it had a gold frame on it, on an easel, and it stayed front and center in the courtroom through the whole trial. And I appreciated that, because if that had been my son, that's how I would want to remember him. Not by crime scene photos, autopsy, none of that mess. I appreciated that they did that. I think they should do that for more people. Make, you know, make even jurors, I think it is easy to just kind of, I don't know the word, just not think of them as real people, like you're just trying to deal with a case or what's in front of you. I thought it was really respectful of them to put a good picture of him up, and that's people remembered. Yeah, that was a real person with a real life. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. It could have been Saint Croix, Saint Croix, Saint Thomas, somewhere around in there. I don't remember though. Yeah, but I really appreciate that, and that was in Texas. But I haven't seen a lot of other um, trials go that way. I keep dipping my head under here. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so that was my stupid Amber Guyger update. So we've got Scott Peterson done. Amber Geiger's done. Who else did I have on my list? It's in the. I put it in the description. Who I wanted to talk about. Let me see. We talked about Michael. Well, I say it's in the description box. Oh, that was it. Amber Geiger, Scott Peterson, other true crime updates. So, what do you guys want to talk about? We will talk about whatever you guys want to talk about at this point. Still got some stuff to say, but I was scheduled for 7, so we got about 40 ish, 45 minutes. We can talk about summer again. We can talk about something else. What else do you guys want to talk about? Valo. Okay. Okay. So, what do you want to talk about the Valo case? That way I don't waste time talking about crap you don't want to talk about. Okay, so what's popped up this week? We have uh, Chad, the Spud Muffin, as I call him, is being hit with the death penalty, which I think is good. That is good. Um, why did that scroll up on me? Wow, StreamYard just went all the way back to the top. Um, Lori is still in a stay. I think absolutely she's going to get hit with the death penalty too as soon as her her case comes out of a stay. As far as I know, she is still at the mental hospital being evaluated and being made competent, from what I understand. So until she regains competency and they kick her back out, and I'm assuming they're going to kick her out of the hospital and send her back to jail, but they could keep her there. I don't know. I think whenever she comes out of a stay, she's going to get hit with the death penalty too. I also think she'll get hit with the death penalty in Arizona in regards to Charles. And I'll tell you what, if there's only been one woman in Idaho who's gotten the death penalty, so if Idaho doesn't give her the death penalty, I absolutely believe Arizona will. That I don't think she's gonna. I think they will put her to death. Yep, Lori does have a defense attorney to help with the case. Um, yes, she does. She has a new one. Will she ever have to stand trial? Absolutely. Absolutely, she will. And I don't think it's going to take a long time. The trial itself might take a while because death penalty trials, they have to meet a really tough standard. And so, usually, when you see a death penalty trial, and I'll always use this as an example, but Tim Jones Jr., just to put it in perspective, it took them 4.5 years to take him to trial over the death penalty, and he claimed criminal insanity. And he confessed. These two aren't admitting anything, but it took them 4.5 years to get enough of a case to take that to trial. So I don't know how long it's going to take them to go to trial. In my opinion, right now they are probably starting over. Um, you have the new DA from Madison County, Lindsay Blake, added to the case. You just had Rachel Smith added to the case, and Rachel hasn't been added to Lori's case. Um, so those two are getting the new information. They're going to get caught up to speed. But now that we see um, Mr. Archibald being added to Lori's case, and I'm going to go out on a ledge and say Pryor's going to have to buddy up too. Chad's going to need another lawyer too. It could be a while. It could be a while. But they will go to. If you want my honest to God opinion, I wish they would throw their hands up and say, there's too much crap going on. I would love to see the feds take this case because they don't have to fight with the state. They can cover crimes in all states. They can seek the death penalty. They have a bigger budget. It goes faster. If you're convicted of you get the death penalty in a federal case, they execute you pretty quick. I think it's 5 to 10 years. I would love to see this go federal. To be quite honest, I think there's too much shenanigans at this point. Starting over, trying to say she's incompetent, got to add new lawyers. So there's new people on the defense, there's new people on the prosecution. I still think there's going to be more people on the defense. It could take a while. I wish the feds would take it, multi state, and deal with it. All right, you all know I'm dreading this. I'm going to answer questions anyway. Here we go. Okay, they're still confused on whether or not Means has to go. Does Means have to go? No. There has to be a death penalty certified attorney. He is not. Um, Unlike some rumors, though, this is not his first criminal case. He has done other criminal cases. I do think this is his first homicide case. I don't think anything that he tried was nearly this big. He also has 3 or 4 other criminal cases under his belt right now. Um, so they have to add a death certified lawyer to the lineup. Um, might not do too well to his ego or Pryor's. I don't think Pryor is death penalty certified either, which kind of surprises me to be where he's at as a defense attorney, a criminal defense attorney. One of the requirements is you had to have been on the case for 5 death penalty type cases. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they were going for the death penalty, but it had to be like a capital case, something that death penalty would have been an option. And he hasn't even done that, from what I understand. I could be wrong about that. I might have wrong information. But I know that's one of the things to be death penalty qualified. You had to go through 5 homicide cases that could have been death penalty eligible, and it sounds like he hasn't done that yet. So I think they're going to be new attorneys on both defense things. I think they're absolutely going to split the cases, and I think they're absolutely going to get moved. I don't think Judge Boyce is even going to be the same, which is why I say hand this to the feds, guys. New judge, new everything, all new lawyers, both sides, starting over. Just get it and go. Go somewhere else with it. Go try it in Arizona. Get out of Idaho. If the feds have it, they can try it wherever they want to. There are charges in Arizona. Go to Arizona. Um, I'll be quite honest. I kind of thought, how do I want to say that? I'm expecting to see Mark Means gone. Gone. In my opinion, I think we're going to see Mark Means disbarred. But that's my opinion. Um, and I'll talk about that generally. I'm not going to mention another YouTuber. Um, I know, I don't know how far I want to go with this. Um, I know I've gotten a lot of comments about what's the big deal with what happened? Isn't it just like a journalist? A journalist would talk to anybody that would talk to them. Was it a big deal? I think we're looking at it the wrong way, guys. Can and it's so hard to it's going to be hard to do this because put yourself in Lori Vallow's shoes for 5 minutes. If you were in a mental institution being evaluated for competency and your paid defense attorney, the person who swore to uphold your constitutional rights, whether she's guilty or not, leaked discovery files to anybody, you can't put that genie back in the bottle because there's not a jury. No, it's not going to be a mistrial. Like I understand that from other lawyers who've talked about it, but you can't do that, guys. In my opinion, and I've asked this to a lot of people around me. Can you think of a worse thing that a defense attorney can do besides leak your discovery files, your personal information? What could be worse? Anybody? So when people think that this is nothing, I don't think the bar is gonna think it's nothing. Um, I kind of thought we would see it before now. To be honest, I kind of thought that would be what came, but now I understand. I think that explains why an attorney was appointed to her, even though she hasn't been charged with the death penalty yet. I think it's because there cannot be a lapse in representation. I think that it's odd. I know some people are trying to say that's not what's going on. That has nothing to do with that, but you're not going to convince me because number one, Mark Means his website's down. His website's been down since August 2nd. There is another lawyer here on YouTube, and it's not Lori Hillis or Scott Reich. There's another lawyer that did a video a couple of weeks ago, just kind of, hey, this is who Mark Means is. And I guess he went over the website and pointed out things that he he thought were untrue or embellished, or I'm not sure how you would even categorize exactly what he said. I didn't watch the whole video. Um, so that's odd. But maybe he got a hold of that information and took his website down voluntarily and is reworking on it, maybe. But don't you think if you had a new lawyer appointed to you, don't you think you would have got on Twitter or released a statement that said, hey, welcome to the team, or I'm really excited to be working with blah, 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 or even something neutral such as, hey, blah, blah, blah has been added to the defense of Lori. Look forward to working with you. I mean, anything. Don't you think you would have acknowledged it at all? Yeah, I think that is the channel name, the lawyer you know. I do think that's it. I couldn't remember if it was that or the mentor lawyer because I watched a couple of them. I don't care if you guys put other YouTube channels in here as long as it's, hey, go check out such and such. I'm not gonna, you, don't come in here and say, oh my God, they're terrible. Like we're not just gonna bash them, but yeah, I don't care if you guys say who it is. Um, the rumor about his car doesn't doesn't ring true to me because from everything, I don't think Lori is at the jail. That's 4 hours drive one way from where he is, like where his office is. So to be coming down there, like to be there every day, seems really weird to me. I'm not saying it's not true. It doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. Maybe one of his other clients is down there too. I don't know. Maybe he has been down there. But I've seen the same thing said about the mental hospital institution, whatever you want to call it, that he's been there every day, which doesn't make sense. I mean, obviously, I'm not law enforcement, I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not a lawyer or a legal anything. But it seems like if they were trying to restore competency, that like if you are unable to help in your own defense, it seems like it would be counterproductive to let your lawyer see you all the time, every day, or at all to talk about your case. It seems like they would just want you to speak with the doctors in my brain. I don't know that that's how it is, but to me, that would seem counterproductive to say you're incompetent, you can't help in your own defense, but here, talk to your lawyer. That'll do you a ton of good. Um, and from what I understand, the mental hospital is actually a little bit further away than even the jail is from his house or his office. I don't know where he lives. I'll stop that before it goes anywhere. I do not know where he lives. Yeah, that's the one you saw. All right, there's a lot of comments, and my eyeballs are scrolling on me. They pass the jail daily for work, but I wonder if it's just somebody that has the same car. I wonder if it's really. I'm not saying it's not true. I don't know. Um, it seems weird. That would not be normal. But this guy is not normal. He's made a whole lot of decisions that I think you could classify as not normal. Um, yeah, me personally, I've wondered out loud to some people, um, if he does become removed from the case? Who tells Lori? Can you imagine? Who who tells Lori what's going on? Um, that would be a little nuts. Okay, if it's his car, but who knows? I don't know. That seems kind of crazy. Well, that's a whole lot of work. If he's only going to be paid public defender pay, that's a lot of time. I'm trying to scroll up to answer questions. He pointed, okay, talking about that video. He pointed out stuff that's misleading on his website. Okay. Do I have any idea that would cause the feds to take the case? I don't know how they decide to take it away from the state. The, the what's his name? Something Christensen that killed the college student from China probably a year ago. He went to trial. I think it was a budget thing. They decided to take it, and partially because the victim was from another country. I've seen other people whenever it's a serial killer who has gone multiple states. Sometimes the feds will take it so that one state doesn't have to eat the cost because you have to do it in order, kind of a thing. So, like right now, we're watching Idaho prosecute Lori and Chad, and then Arizona is going to go after Lori, but they can't go after Lori until Arizona or until Idaho is done. So the feds can take it when it's multi-state, and then it's not this long drawn out thing. It would and cover the entirety of the crimes. But I'm not a lawyer, so don't hold me to that. But those are the examples that I know of. I don't know if the state can petition for the feds to take it. I'm not sure. All right, I don't see any. I scrolled up as far as I'm gonna go. Let's see if there's anything in the bottom. True. Yeah, it does have to be a federal violation, but that is true. If they found out anything happened at, and I'm not saying this is a fact or that it did. I'm saying as far as like the valid Daybell, if something had happened at Yellowstone, that's a national park. That would be a federal violation. Um, you would have seen Israel Keys go to the feds because he committed so many things in the national parks. Um, the feds probably would have taken over his case if he had spoken more and not been allowed to kill himself in jail, prison. Oh, Israel Keys, that's a case and a half. You know what? What about the money? Um, yeah, I'd like to see justice for Joe Ryan too. I'm of the opinion that Joe Ryan was murdered. Um, kind of have a theory on that, but um, I've wondered if he was set up by a woman. I think there are some things in his apartment that would point to he had a woman over. the night that he died. There's 2 wine glasses, there's 2 plates. The plates weren't cleaned up. And from what Annie says, Joe was quite a neat freak. I think if he had just eaten dinner by himself, he would have cleaned it up. It looks like he probably had company. In my opinion, the sunglasses that were left in the bathroom are a woman's. He had just dyed his hair, beard, whatever. That was in the garbage can. That was new. He had clothes laid out. I wondered if it was going to be a weekend kind of getaway. I wonder if he was set up and somebody killed him that was not Lori. I know a lot of people thought maybe the stuff he was packing was for a visit for Tylee, but I think that's, and this is just me, I'm not claiming to know the case inside and out, but from what I understand, at that point, Lori wasn't even letting Joe talk to Tylee. There's no way he thought he was going to get a visit. And even if he did, even if she said yes, why would he be packing stuff for Tylee? Why wouldn't Tylee pack her own stuff? Do you know what I mean? That doesn't make sense to me. And since it took so long for them to know, in my opinion, I think a lot of these, I know people are going to bring up the malachite poisoning thing. I think a lot of these people could have been killed by an insulin overdose, and that's why it's not showing up on an autopsy. I think Stacy was probably the first victim, and I think that it was an insulin overdose. Fun fact, I have the same GI problems Stacy had, so I know what that looks like. You could have taken me out with some insulin real quick. What are you guys talking about? Michelle Carter, Joe was at the very least pushed to the edge. What are you talking about, Algo? I must have missed another one. Oh, yeah. You're right. The feds would have a reason to take, jeez. The feds would have a reason to take the Daybell case because they were cashed. It was Social Security fraud. The money that they were collecting from JJ and Tylee was federal money. Yeah, all you got to do is screw the government out of some money. They will come for you. They have a reason to take it. Yep. The sunglasses. I think Lori's been cleared. Like she wasn't around then. I could be wrong about that. To be quite honest, I've tried to forget some of the stuff I know about this case. I thought there was a reason to think Lori couldn't have killed Joe Ryan herself, but I could be wrong. My ring, thank you. It's rose gold with morganite. Can you see it? Yeah. And I have another one that's a moonstone, if you're talking about that one. I like rose gold. Thank you. The apartment had been staged. Yeah. But insulin doesn't cause blood clots. From what I understand, they, like, as far as Alex, there was a family history of blood clots. I think Lori's dad also had a problem with blood clots. So no, the insulin wouldn't have caused it, but it wouldn't have uncaused it either. You know, that could have already been a circumstance that was going on anyway. Yeah, she was probably in Hawaii. Every time somebody dies, Lori seems to be in Hawaii. Yeah. I keep trying to read this on StreamYard and it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. Yeah, Lori's dad is still alive. His name Barry. Barry and Janice. That's a couple right there. Yeah, her dad is still alive. Um, I have no idea what she was doing in Hawaii. Having a good old time, probably eating fresh pineapple, macadamia. Hell, for all I know, she was going to visit Roseanne Barr on her macadamia nut farm. Who knows? Who knows? My family almost moved to Hawaii once. Fun fact. You heard that they changed their surname way back. Barry and Janice? I don't know about that one. That's new to me. So, what do you guys think? You think Means is going to get bumped? Um, I don't know. I'm kind of thought we'd see something. I think this week could get interesting. Not because I know that something's going on. I don't. Um, I don't. I just think it doesn't make a ton of sense that we saw a sealed hearing happen and then, hey, it's 5:30 on a Friday. Let's announce that Lori Vallow got appointed a death penalty lawyer on a non-death penalty case where there's a stay, but not Chad. You think he's gonna hang in there somehow? I don't know how. I, in my opinion, I don't think. I don't think so. But he could. He could. If he does, he better really reconsider some choices and change the way he works. I think it will not go well for him. Yeah. I think when you have a defense attorney that's willing to leak stuff out of discovery file, it's pretty down, pretty bad. Does somebody have to take Means before the bar? From what I understand, and this is just my brain, from what I understand, to make a complaint to the bar, it's not like filing a police report. Like not anybody can just walk in and file a report. It's almost like you have a civil case going on, and from what I understand, you have to have representation, and then you submit stuff to the bar, and so there's lawyers involved that way. Um, well, plants grow year round there. What are we talking about? Yep, plants grow year round. But I don't know. The bar could just step in. I have no experience with the bar. Hell, I'm 38. I've never even been to a bar. Like, I'm dead serious. I'm the most boring person that you know. You think he's infatuated with Lori? You'll be surprised if he's not disbarred. I'm with you on that one too. Oh, there's a lot of poisonous plants in Hawaii. That makes. I already forgot we were talking about Hawaii. Yeah, he can't spell. You're right. But, they have software for that. He doesn't need people. Did I miss something? Are we positive Means gave the audio to the podcaster? Hmm. Yes. Yes, I'm sure the Means gave the audio to the podcaster. Other lawyers can involve the bar, yeah. Um, but from Lori Ellis, unless I misunderstood her, she said she personally had not contacted the bar in regards to Mark Means. I'm sure he has had some complaints about him. I don't know. The thing about Lori saying Means was her, angel baby from somebody. Um, I'm not sure where. I know that they put it in the Lifetime movie. I'm not sure where that started from. If that's a rumor or if it's in writing, or somebody said it. That's out of the weird group. I have no idea. I don't know if that's really a thing. Um, they also say Alex was going to Mexico for different drugs. Yep. According to Zalema, he had gone to They just came back from Mexico. What else we got? Does anybody know the podcaster? Mm-hmm. Morphew hearing, absolutely not. Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Thank you, Molly Gray. No more media allowed. To be, I had this conversation with somebody yesterday. Colorado, in my opinion, learned their lesson from Chris Watts. They decided, hey, let's be open. You want to come to the courtroom? Come on. Here's the discovery. Here's all of the discovery. We will talk to you. We will do interviews. Here's it all. And all wasn't good enough for people because all were still convinced there's more people involved. And then not very long after that, we saw Patrick Frazee go through. They shut that down, didn't they? You aren't going in there's a smaller courtroom. None of it was recorded, not even the audio. And still, after it's done, they haven't released very much discovery. I know there are the videos of when Crystal Kenny is walking around showing what she cleaned up in the courtroom in Chelsea. I'm seeing Kelsey in her townhouse. Um, and then over at Patrick Frazee's ranch, farm, whatever you want to call that. But there wasn't a ton of media coverage, and they've never released it even after that was over. So I'm expecting, and then we saw Letitia Stout. There's a gag order on her case. There's not cameras in the courtroom for her. We got a little taste of her crazy because she directly wrote letters to the judge. They were not correspondence given to her lawyers to give to the judge. So there's two ways you can contact a lawyer. You can go through the mail system or you can go through your representation. She went directly through her mail system because she didn't trust her representation. So those are not under a gag order. So that's why those were released. They had to be. They're public documents. So, but you're not going to see anything until that girl goes to trial. And I would say they're not going to release very much discovery when that trial's over. So that's what I'm expecting with Morphew. Um, I'm not, they keep kicking the affidavit release date down the road. They let people watch the hearing on Zoom calls, and then they said that was too much. The judge didn't want to do it. They only wanted a few people to be able to call in. And now they've decided, nope, nope, Colorado ain't going to do this mess. Till they figure out why all these men are killing their kids and their wives in Colorado, they better figure their junk out. Y'all don't move to Colorado. I'm telling you. Um, Barry Morphew, though, man alive, that case. Mother's Day. I can't even. Do we know when it was originally leaked out? Yep, I do. Um, Algo says, I hope it's a creative license about the angel baby thing. Yeah. No more media allowed in Morphew. Got that one. Don't look here, look over there. Alex was buying pills. Yeah, I don't know what Alex was buying in Mexico. There ain't no telling. No telling. I wonder if Rob Wood has or will complain to the bar. Is that what's in one of the latest sealed documents? I wonder. I don't know. I don't know what's in the sealed documents. I think anybody that claims that they do, I wonder why you think you know that. No. Chad. Okay, here's the deal. As I understand it, explained to me a while ago. The property. Right now, it is in Pryor's name. Chad has not been declared indigent. He is still paying Pryor, right? The reason he has said property is because he was married to Tammy when she died. So your estate goes directly to your spouse, and then after that, it will go to your children. If you kill your spouse, you kind of forfeit any claim to their estate. So technically, that house will no longer, like, from what I understand, Tammy's kids can file a civil suit and actually sue, and they will get the house back. Pryor won't even be able to keep it as compensation as a lawyer. I'm not saying that the claim he has on it right now is illegal or anything like that. I do think he has a legal claim to it as Chad's representation, and that's how they've decided to handle his bill at this point. But if Chad is found guilty, you cannot profit from a crime like that. So the property will go back to the kids, and they'll do whatever with it. Probably won't get to keep it. So Lori would have no claim to it, even though her and Chad were married. And Mark Mean certainly isn't going to get it. I wonder what's up with the secret pin Suzanne Morphew had. Yeah, me too. That's sad. I don't know what would be worse. No, like having a suspicion that there's something wrong with your husband or your marriage, or not seeing it coming at all and being blindsided at the end. I can't. I don't know which is worse. I don't know which is worse. Oh, let's scroll too fast. Yeah, Barry Morphew does have Crystal Kinney's lawyers, which is not a good thing in my opinion. My God, what a deal with the devil that was. I got so mad when they let her out. Um, I I expect a gag order to come out of Idaho too. Answering Algo. Yep, there you go. Algo probably worded that better than me. You forfeit your right to inheritance if you conspire to murder people. Yep. What time is it? My goodness. Oh, it's 3 minutes until. We really didn't even get into the summer thing. All right. That was that was fun, guys. It's been almost an hour and a half. Does everybody want to go watch the interview room? I don't care to stay on. I can talk about stuff, but if everybody wants to go watch that, I'm with you. I can watch it too right now. Yeah, I don't see you guys talking about something. I don't have a lot of rules on this channel, and most of them are probably still getting hammered down. You know, I don't care if you guys disagree with me. I don't care if you talk about, hey, I watched the video on so and so's channel. You should check it out. I don't care. If you pop in here and say, hey, somebody's live, we should all run over there and go watch that instead, it'll probably hurt my feelings. I'll be honest. Um, don't put words in the chat that's going to get me demonetized because that's not nice. Um, that's just the way it is. As long as everybody stays civil, I'm good. Y'all can say whatever you want. You can agree with me and disagree with me. That's how people discuss stuff. That doesn't bother me at all. I love to talk to people who don't agree with me because I like them to give me something maybe I haven't thought about. So you don't learn anything in a vacuum. I like it. I like it a lot. You know what? That's a good idea, Algo. If you guys in the comments underneath this thing or the last of these comments leave the day of the week that you guys want like a midweek catch up and we will just talk about summer because I have a lot to say about summer. Tell me a good day and I will schedule one because I don't have crap I have to do this week. The kids are back at school. My parents have moved. All the crazy is done. Y'all tell me what day of the week would be good. I will schedule one and we can just talk about summer. Any day is good for you guys. Yep. I'll throw it up as a poll on my community tab and we'll just vote on it and we can go from there. I think it'll be fun just to talk about summer because they're probably saying something right about now that we want to hear. Yeah. Maybe Wednesday. Wednesday looks like a pretty good one. Wednesdays don't seem to be so busy. Um, I know Lori Hellis. A lot of people that follow Vallow watch Lori Hellis and Lauren Hidden True Crime on Friday night. So I probably won't do a Friday night. But yeah, well, Jennifer M., if you like to talk to us, I have a Discord server. It's in the description. I'd say the mods have linked it a couple of times or whatever. Come talk about all these daggone cases. We even have voice chat. You can yell at me. It don't matter. I don't mean that in a bad in a bad way. I say that y'all can yell at me. I just mean you can talk to me. I say it to my kids all the time. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and I'll schedule one for this week, and then I'm just gonna keep Sundays kind of at this place. I don't have to do them so late anymore now because Sundays I always had blocked off because my parents came over on Sunday and we always cook out and have a game night. But they're living it up in Panama, so that's not something I have to do at these weird hours. So we can do this earlier if you guys want to, because I know some of you are across the pond and it's late. So, yeah, I'm with you guys. COVID lockdowns have been crazy. This year's been crazy. I have a ton of, I don't talk about it a lot, but I have a lot of chronic health issues. So I don't do a whole ton of stuff outside the house. I don't. So has YouTube, Discord, stuff like that, has been such a big deal for me this year too. I get it. I was a stay-at-home mom. 10 years ago, I was excited to talk to another adult. And my husband was active duty military. And when he was deployed, I was just like, I just want to talk to somebody. I can't even talk to him. I just want to talk to somebody. My goodness. What are we saying congratulations for? What you do, Alga? What you do? So happy. Well, I see he linked something. I'm like, shoot, I'm going to start linking stuff. Y'all start congratulating me. You will finally be a lawyer, and I will have a lawyer friend. Congratulations, Algo. That is such a big deal. That's such a huge accomplishment. I'm so proud of you. You're so smart. I always like to ask you questions about stuff. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. That must be such a relief to study for so long and to finally be done with it. And you can use it. And I used to want to be a lawyer. Now I just break up fights between teenage boys. And they're all bigger than me. My son had to have his physical for football the other day. My son is 14. He's 6'1". Um, my baby is 6'1". Noah is the tallest though. Noah's already 6'4", 6'5". Xander's in the middle. That's such a big deal, Algo. That's so cool. I knew it was coming up. I heard you talk about it before. But it's here. So many changes. Everybody's got stuff going on. My goodness. That is so cool. What else have you guys got going on? Y'all got interesting stuff going on in your life? I'm just kind of winding down. If you guys want to go watch the interview room, you're not going to hurt my feelings. But I'm just in a talkative mood. So as long as somebody answers back to me, I'm going to sit here and talk to them. You guys got questions? You want to talk about something in general? Hmm? Yep, he is 6'4". I have one that's 6'1". That's my youngest. Xander is 6'3", and Noah is 6'5". Noah is only 16. I say Noah is 16. Noah is not 16. Noah will be 16. No. Can I count? I'm talking about three different kids. Noah is 16. Elijah is 14. He will be 15. That's where I got my brain screwed up. Could y'all do that too? Like, I can't remember my kids' names half the time. I have the funniest thing. My mom was one of three girls, and they all have names that start with D. And my mom is the youngest. And she said until she went to kindergarten, she thought her name was Damn It because that's what her mom would yell. Diane, Dama, damn it, come in here. You know your name. We used to laugh about that all the time. How tall am I? I am 5'8". My mom is 5'2". My biological dad is 6'8". Very weird. He's very, very big. So my boys' dad's side of the family, they're pretty normal size too. Um, so they definitely got it from my dad's side of the family. I'm actually the shortest person on my dad's side in the family. It's very strange. My aunts, my grandmother was over 6 foot tall. So even when she was hunched over towards the end of her life, she still was towered over me. Hmm. Oh yeah, they bash Candace. They will bash Candace until there's no Candace left. That drives me nuts. It gets worse as they get older. I was yelling at Ginger the other day, and I called her like 3 different dog names, like 3 different dogs ago. And Ginger is 7. Ginger's the only dog that we've had this whole 7 years. And Pepper, Lennon, what what was the other one I called? Oh, Chewy. I used to have a Yorkie named Chewy and a Yorkie named Pepper. I had a Chinese crescent named Tinkerbell. I didn't call her that one. And I had a Maltese named Lennon. I don't know why. I ran through those names for Ginger. She's the little redhead stepchild around here. 6'8". Yep. You are 5'1". My goodness. Gave him 3 names. That is so funny. I didn't know you had a spinal injury thing. I didn't know that, Algo. I have mobility issues too. I have really bad neuropathy because I'm diabetic. Got a lot of other stuff going on. But yeah, I have all the stuff that Stacy had. Stacy, Lori's sister Stacy. Diabetic, chronic pancreatitis, gastroparesis, and Crohn's. I don't know. I don't remember if she had Crohn's or if it said she had an autoimmune disease. It could be something else. Maybe it wasn't diagnosed all the way. But I have Crohn's, so um, yeah, not fun. That was. They said that none of her stuff was controlled. I did that for about 10 months before I was diagnosed. That is not a life to live. That is absolute hell. That was the hardest thing. I ended up on a ventilator. Mine got so bad. Um, I was diagnosed as malnutrition, and I lost so much dang weight so quick they put me on a feeding tube. And then I became septic, and I had to go. I was on a ventilator, guys. So you can imagine I was pretty terrified when COVID came out. I had already been on a ventilator, and I was on biological medicine, so I had zero immune system whatsoever. My immune system's so bad they told me not to get the COVID vaccine, even now. Yes, I am a hot mess, Linda Strickland. Yeah, hot mess. Hot mess express. Hot mess express. My husband's grandma was tiny. She wasn't even 5 foot tall. She used to say, "Dynamite comes in small packages." No, I can't get the vaccine. Um, no. I tell you what, though, I took not to turn this into a COVID thing, but um, whenever I heard about it, I took elderberry syrup, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D, um, something else. What else was I missing? I took these immunity gummies like crazy. I took all that stuff because I was terrified. I made the boys take it too. I had throat lozenges that have immunity vitamins in them and were made out of elderberry syrup. My goodness. It was something else. None of us got it though. Like in this house, none of us got sick during COVID. I hunkered down so much. Like, I did not leave the house unless I had to. I only went to doctor's appointments. That's it. I had groceries delivered. Everything that I could have delivered, I did. So, the year of COVID, as weird as it is, was the healthiest year that I had ever had. Um, because I used to be, I only went into the hospital. I got pneumonia. I got the pneumonia shot. You know, the two-parter. You have to get one year and one the next year, and then you're good for 5 years. I got the second one, and I got pneumonia, and that was it. I was only hospitalized one time during COVID. The year before, I was probably in the hospital eight eight times at least. Yeah. Right before I was put on the ventilator was the first time I'd ever had a shot like that. They gave me a flu shot, and um, the first time I had a pneumonia shot, they gave them both to me, and then I got so sick, and I was put on the ventilator. Mom said that every day they would come in and do a chest scan, and she said it was clear the first day, and then she said it was like watching a weather report. Every day it would just get cloudier and cloudier until one of the last, the worst one. She said it was just solid white. It just looked like clouds had moved into my lungs. It was really bad. But I fought like hell. I'm telling you. Um, the doctors came in. They put me on a ventilator, and the doctors came in on Thanksgiving Day and called my husband and my mom in, um, and said she's got a 30% chance of waking up. Y'all need to get prepared. It took them 48 hours to knock me out. They almost overdosed me on fentanyl. I was still moving for 48 hours after they put me on the ventilator. Um, that was the hardest thing I'd ever been through. That year, it took me 10 months to get diagnosed, and then another 3 or 4 months to even get anywhere between the ventilator and rehab, and finally finding a medicine that worked. I ended up taking infusions and stuff, Remicade infusions. I used to live at Vanderbilt Hospital. We were going to Vanderbilt 3 times a month, and that's a 4.5 hour drive each way. It was not fun. It was not fun at all. Oh, goodness. But anyway, guys, this has now devolved into my medical records being leaked, which is not where I thought this was going to go today. Um, but yeah, I'm going to put the thing on the community tab about what midday week, because I think it would be fun to do a live midday, not try to shove everything in on a Sunday. A midday kind of maybe a themed one, maybe not, just talk about whatever. Like this week, we can talk about summer. We'll just find stuff that we want to talk about um, each week. It would be fun to have like a little midday whatever. I think that would be fun. Maybe do it in the daytime even. If enough people across the pond are interested, or people that it doesn't matter, that aren't on a really fixed schedule, it might be fun. We might get a little bit different audience than we do on a Sunday if we did it, midweek, more towards the daytime. For me, that might be a thing. My goodness, Algo, you do have some stuff going on. Um, Speaking of Patreon, that stuff is in the description box too. If you're ever looking for it, it's always in there. My Patreon, the channel membership, the Discord server, that kind of stuff. Whenever I have a giveaway that's going to go for Patreon and channel members, so whenever one of those hits 20 members, I'm going to do the giveaway that week. I will redo that video that talks about the giveaway now that channel membership is open, so you guys can see what it is. It was just on Patreon, but I'm going to open it up to channel members, and then we'll draw that one when one of them hits 20, whichever one. And if you belong to both, your name will go in there both times. So that'll be fun. You have a ton too, Jennifer, huh? My goodness. Well, I'm glad you guys hung out with me. It's been fun. Nice Sunday. I'm in a better mood. How's that? I was kind of sad when I came on here. Um, I don't know. My parents moving to Panama kind of threw me for a loop. But I'm the one that talked them into it. They had so much stuff going on. I'm like, why not? You guys are healthy. You're young. My parents have been working since they were teenagers. I mean, young teenagers. I'm like, why not? Go travel while you can. You never know when your health is just going to bite the dust, you know? You just never know. I'm one of those people. Like, I lost my vision at 35, 34 ish. I'm not completely blind. I'm legally blind, though. um, and then, I got so sick and lost a little bit of my mobility. And man alive, I always made the joke that I had kids early. So I'll only be 42 when Elijah is 18, my youngest. And I was like, oh yeah, then I'll live. But man, you just never know. You're not promised tomorrow. Do what you can while you can. Don't put it off. Um, my mom used to talk to me when I was on the ventilator. The year that I was so sick, it took me 10 months to get a diagnosis of Crohn's and gastroparesis. So we spent so much time in hospitals. This is going to sound so stupid. The thing that would cheer me up was I started following Disney groups on YouTube. I am such a Disney fanatic. And I found a couple of pages that used to go to the parks and they would just walk around. They'd show you what they were eating, they'd ride the rides, and so it would feel like you were there. They would talk about the seasonal stuff that was going on. They'd go to the Halloween parties or the Christmas parties or, whatever. And and it just made me happy. When I sat in the hospital, I would just watch people planning Disney trips, walking around Disney. And one of the groups had gone on a Disney cruise, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go on a cruise. And if you know me, I'm a planner. I'm always like, okay, if you just get past this, you can plan such and such. And so me and mom were like, let's go on a cruise. Let's go on a cruise. And I was just getting sicker and sicker. And mom was like, yeah, when you get better, we'll go. So when they put me on a ventilator, my mom, I remember it, guys. If you guys are ever around somebody that's unconscious, like on a ventilator in a coma, they can hear you. Um, I repeated so many conversations. And even keep that in mind, like when doctors come in a room, if you are somebody taking care of somebody in a hospital like this, don't let the doctors and the nurses say bad things in front of people. I'm not even kidding. I repeated what my doctor said to me back to my mom, but I was in such a fog, I assumed they were talking about somebody else. It sounds stupid. My mom read to me. I had bought a book. My mom read to me while I was on the ventilator. She played music. Um, Obviously, she prayed because, my goodness, if you don't have a praying mama, you don't know what you're missing. You know? But anyway, I can remember when it got really bad. She would talk to me, and she's like, "If you'll just wake up, we're gonna go on that cruise. We are gonna go on that cruise." And I can remember it was almost like I was awake. Like it was almost like a dream, but it was really sensory overload almost. Like I could like stuff was brighter, colors seemed brighter. I could smell things. I could feel things. Like during part of it, I felt like I was on this little island and under a coconut tree, like some kind of something out of a cartoon, like one island that's maybe 10 foot across, with a single coconut tree, and I'm sitting under it in my sunglasses, and I could see those the Disney Cruise Line boat going across, and Mom was like, "We'll go on that cruise if you'll just wake up, if you'll just get better, we'll go on that cruise," and she did. We did. I woke up and I was when you come off of a ventilator, you can't really talk because all of the muscles in your throat are temporarily paralyzed. And so I whispered for the first few days, and then it's crazy. But anyway, when I was able to whisper to her and her understand what I was saying, I said, "Can we go on that cruise now? When are we going on that cruise?" And so I got out of the hospital, I got a rehab, I got on biological medicine and had probably 3 or 4 of the infusions, 3 or 4 rounds of the infusions, and I felt so good. I felt so like better than I did before I got sick. I was starting to walk again. You name it. My hair was growing back. Like it was a rough thing, but we did. We booked a cruise. We went. I came off the ventilator in December. In September, we it was actually yeah, September. We went on a cruise. It was my first cruise, and I can't wait to go back. I'm already planning another one. I really want to go. We went down to Fort Lauderdale, and we cruised from Fort Lauderdale to Key West to Costa Playa, right? Costa, yeah, and then Cozumel, and then back up to Fort Lauderdale on Celebrity Cruise Line, and it was amazing. I would do that exact same cruise again, and I don't think I would feel like I missed out on anything. Like it would be a totally different cruise. I could have eaten totally different meals. I only got out on 2 of the ports. I didn't get off the boat at Cozumel because I wasn't feeling good, but I could do that. I could go watch different shows, different. They had movies up on deck. They actually showed The Wizard of Oz outdoors on the huge screen. The top of the boat that we were on, they had grass. They have a huge thing of grass. And so it was like a picnic. You could go up there and sit on the grass and watch a different movie every night. And so they had Dumbo and some other things, and they played The Wizard of Oz one night. But I would go on that same daggone cruise, same itinerary, and be ecstatic. It was the best vacation. I absolutely loved it. I don't know if I'd say best vacation. I've been to Disney World 3 times. I will kind of always want to be at Disney, but as far as like a non Disney thing, that cruise was the best I've ever had. I love it. I can't wait to go back. Do y'all cruise? Have any of you guys been on a cruise? I swear, I think I only saw like 5 kids during that whole thing. It was very, very odd. To me, to not be around like many kids. I kind of thought there would be more than that, but maybe not. Oh, hey, Rosie. Thank you. Haven't talked to you in a while. Rosie, Rosie. I wondered about seasick. I don't tend to. Like, I've been on the ocean, I've been on boats a lot. My mom was the HR manager for Cobalt Yachts. So we used to be on boats. So I wasn't worried about that, but I wondered what it would if I would freak out about being like over the ocean and like what if the boat sank. I wondered if that would bug me. But one of the best things about the cruise that had never occurred to me and was a pleasant surprise was I have such bad neuropathy in my legs. The motor, when the engine was running on the boat, it vibrated the floor just a little bit, and it made me feel my feet and my legs like I have not felt since before I got sick. So I volunteered to sleep on the couch thing. There was two beds in the room and then like a couch thing, and I just pushed the bed over and gave it all to mom. And I slept on the couch. I say couch, but it was really wide. It was about as big as a bed. And I slept with my feet on the floor. I slept in it like it was a day bed. And I slept with my feet on the floor. And it was amazing. Amazing. You go on cruises too. I want to try, like, I was really happy with Celebrity Cruise Line, but I want to go on one of the Celebrity Voyage cruises. I think it's called Virgin, not Celebrity Voyage. Good grief. Virgin Atlantic Cruises. I think it's called Virgin Voyages. I think that's what I'm thinking of. The big red boat that's owned by Branson. What's his name? Richard Branson. There are no kids on that boat, though. None. But it's such a different thing. There's no buffets on that boat. It's supposed to be quite a different experience. You're supposed to go to ports at night and they're overnight stops. Because if you've ever been on a cruise, you go into port, you're only in port for maybe 6 to 8 hours. It's not a full day. And you usually have to get up. Like the boat will dock at like 8 in the morning. So there's not a ton of stuff that you can do. Um, but he owns his own little private island, and his boats go to his island, and it looks pretty cool. I should get a 10-year. I think we have one of those. They sell them like at massage therapy places. It's like the patches. Is that what you're talking about? I swear my husband has one of those. I never even thought about that. He used to have the patches, and you turn the little machine thingy on, and it would like shock his. I don't know. It freaked me out. He came back from Vegas with one, and it freaked me out. I can't watch him do it. I don't even. I wonder if we still have that. I never even thought about that. You think that'll work on my neuropathy? Hmm. I'm gonna have to see if we still have that, or get another one. Shoot, I'll try anything. Yeah, you've got problems in your legs too. Well, I don't know what we're talking about baby pigs, but that sounds pretty fascinating too. No. My dad was in the Navy. I'm a February Aquarius baby. I don't. My mom, even though I was born, my mom was in college when she had me. It was the end of her senior year, and there was an indoor pool at the college she went to. And so when she came home with me, she used to take me swimming as a newborn. So I've always loved the water. Um, Anytime I've had like a really bad experience, I always want to be at the ocean. I think that the ocean resets me. I've always enjoyed the water. I would be really sad if I got seasick. That kind of if Yeah, that would make me really upset. Ooh, that would be rough. But it's super fun. MSC is amazing too. And so I guess that is that machine thing that Dan had um, for his back. He did a TDY in the Air Force. They sent him to Vegas for a month. He came back with one of those head massager things. You know what I'm talking about, those little metal things? He came home with one of those and one of those tins machine things that he hooked up to his back and he jerked like well, I don't know why that freaks me out, but it did. He came back with one of those. He came back with a couple of other like massage things. I'm like, what the heck were you doing over there for a month? You're nuts. Of course, I guess it could have been worse, right? Could have been worse. My ex husband had a gambling and a drinking problem and a woman problem. And, well, he had a lot of problems. And being married was top of that list. So when I married Dan, we had not been married very long, like 6 months, if that. He was like, they're sending me to Vegas. And I completely melted down. I was like, that is the worst assignment you can possibly get. I'm going to worry the whole dang time. Even though Dan is nothing like that. I was like, I'm going to worry the whole time. And I was like, okay, you have to call me when you land and let me know, you're fine. That wasn't good enough. So I, as the psycho wife, tracked his airplane the entire time so that I would know when he got there. He did not call me immediately. He did not call me before he left the airport. So when he finally turned his stupid phone back on, I can hear him and he's giggling and I hear stuff in the background. I'm like, where are you? Because I'm mad because he didn't call me because I'm irrational at that point. And I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, oh, me and I think the guy's last name was Schlink. He's like, me and Schlink are at Bed Bath and Beyond. And I said, what? He said, yeah, we had to go to Bed Bath and Beyond. And I said, why? Why in the world would you go to Bed Bath and Beyond in Vegas? He said, well, we have a refrigerator in our room and we decided that we're going to do charcuterie board kind of stuff. So we needed a cheese block and a cheese knife to keep in our room. And I was like, yeah, I don't have to worry about this one. His first instinct when he lands in Vegas is to go to Bed Bath and Beyond. I'm good. I'm fine. Bed Bath and Beyond. That's Dan. Oh, my husband. He's something else. Oh, I did not get in the pool. That's one thing I didn't do on my cruise. Um, I did not get in the pool, the hot tub, nothing. I didn't even get in the ocean on my cruise. I was terrified because with my neuropathy, I knew that I couldn't walk on the beach, like the sand. I knew I wouldn't be able to do that. And then my mom was like, you're going to walk with me. We'll walk you got to go stick your feet in the ocean. And I'm like, Mom, if I was to step on something and not realize it and have a cut, a prick, like anything on my foot, for me to get in the ocean or the pool or the hot tub in Mexico, I could lose my whole freaking leg. Not gonna do it. So I read some books in a lawn chair way back. Yeah. Part of the reason I didn't go to Cozumel, they went to one of the beach resort things all day. I stayed on the boat. Mom was like, we're gonna worry about you, and I'm like, why? I'm on the boat. We stayed at the concierge level with a private balcony. So mom was like, you have to go check on her, just make sure she's fine. And he did. My concierge came in there. I ordered room service. I did not leave my room. He brought it out when he brought me my lunch. He brought it out and sat it on a table on my balcony. It was heaven. It was heaven. And I watched Aquaman on TV with Jason Momoa. It was a good vacation. It was a good one. Oh man, I'm ready to go now. I would go on a cruise right now if I could go. I want to go. Now they're up and moving again. Now the COVID's Not that big. Well, we'll see. It's all this Delta variant. I don't know if they're going to shut down cruises again. Who knows? Mom and Dad had to go have a COVID test today to be able to fly tomorrow. They got vaccinated a few months ago, though, so they're good. You no longer want to know Stephanie. Why? I like Stephanie. Oh no, I probably don't want to know the answer to that, Stephanie. I might be with Algo on that one. How did we get here? We started this thing out complaining about Scott Peterson, and now look where we are. Oh man. Who wears goggles in the shower? What the heck did I miss? The tins is nothing like an electric fence. Well, I have lived where we had horses, so I do know what electric fence feels like, unfortunately. Oh no, do I want to know what this is going to say? You think it's a healthy detour in conversation? Okay. Oh, your son. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can't even complain about that, Chelsea. So does Dan. Dan cannot stand water in his face. You would think that man thinks he is going to drown in the shower. I'm not even kidding. He does not want his face wet at all. Like he does this weird thing when he washes it. It's so weird. It's so weird. So he might not even grow out of it, Chelsea. My goodness. Hello, be kind. I see you. You have to watch the replay. You can probably cut off the last 30 minutes because it has been me rambling about health problems, cruises, um, my husband's weird trip to Vegas, Disney World, how tall my kids are. It's been a it's it's all. You hate water on your face too. You guys. We have been at this for 2 hours. I'm gonna have to cut this at this point because I'm now wasting your life at 2 hours talking about who even knows what we're talking about anymore. Bleach, tins units, um, water in your face. Should you wear goggles? It just kind of went downhill. You guys are crazy. All right. Thank you guys for spending some of your Sunday with me. I'm in a better mood. I'm going to go eat Chinese food because that's my comfort food. I'm weird. When I'm sick or I don't feel good or I'm depressed, I want Chinese food. That's not why I'm eating it today. I'm eating it today because that's what everybody wanted. We were supposed to grill out, and then they were like, I think the propane tank is empty. So then we ran to the place down the road that had them, and they were like, we're all out. So it was like, okay. So we prepared for a cookout, and then I ordered Chinese food. So I'm going to go eat coconut shrimp and pretend I'm on a cruise and take all this makeup off. Oh, let me. No, that's not over here. I'll have to talk about it another day. Never mind. Yep, you guys lifted my mood up. Yep. So I'm going to put the thing on the community tab on what day you guys want to have a midweek live to talk about summer. I ordered coconut shrimp and fried rice, and it's good. I'm going to put that up on the community thing. Go vote on that. I'm going to re-release the video for the giveaway for members only and Patreon. And then if you are not on the Discord server, come join it. Come talk to us. We talk about stuff we might not talk about on the live. I put my summer theory on there. What happened? That's on there. So I'm going to cut you guys loose. We will see each other probably Wednesday. I think Wednesday sounds like a good one. But you guys can vote on it and we'll see. Whichever day has the most votes, that's what we will do. So I will talk to you guys later, guys. Bye.